Hello and welcome in AA2 Academy. So today I am going to describe here the lungs. What are the lungs and how they works. So as we know that every cell in our body needs oxygen to live. Lungs main function is to move fresh air into our body while removing waste gases. So you can say that lungs main function is gas exchange. So to understand its working, first we have to understand its structure. So that structure I am going to describe here. First is external structure of lung and second one is internal structure of lung. See here what is there in external structure. First thing is lungs are pyramid shaped paired organs. You can see here these are pyramid shaped and these are paired organs. Okay, two are there. So this is right lung and this is your left lung. But these both lungs are connected with one pipe that is called trachea. Trachea is also known as windpipe. Okay, so these both lungs are connected with one pipe that is called trachea, and these lungs, each lung is also divided in three lobes. First is superior lobe, second one is middle lobe, and third is inferior lobe. And left lung is only divided into two lobes. Right lung divided into three lobes and left lung divided into two lobes. First is superior lobe, second one is inferior lobe. And one more thing, these both lungs are covered with very thin layer that is called pleura. That is called pleura. And main function of pleura is to produce pleural fluid. It helps to work. It helps lungs to sleep smoothly and help in expand and contract. Okay, now we'll discuss about internal structure. So as we told in external structure, these both lungs are connected with one pipe that is trachea, that is also known as windpipe. So this trachea will further divide into three structure. First is main bronchus. This is your main bronchus. Second one is secondary bronchus. Now you can see here this main bronchus divided into secondary bronchus, and now this secondary bronchus will further divide into a tertiary bronchus structure. This is a branch type structure. So this is tertiary bronchus structure. Okay, but a very important part is this alveoli. This is a circular shaped sac like structure. So this actually alveoli main function is it helps in exchange of oxygen in blood and carbon dioxide during the process of breathing in and breathing out. So main structure is this alveoli. Okay, so I hope this external and internal structure is clear to you. Now we will move to the next slide. Lungs are the main organ of the respiratory system and are responsible for performing a gas exchange. As I told you in last slide that lungs helps in gas exchange mainly, and what are the gases? These are oxygen and carbon dioxide. Here I described same thing which I described in last slide, that is external structure and internal structure. We will go through this. The lungs are pyramid shaped paired organs that are connected to the trachea. The lungs are paired and separated into lobes. I told you that each lung, right lung and left lung, both are divided into lobes. The left lung consists of two lobes, that is superior lobe and inferior lobe. The right lung consists of three lobes, superior lobe, middle lobe and inferior lobes. The right lung is shorter and wider than the left lung. Right lung is always shorter and wider than the left lung. Each lung is covered with a thin membrane that is called a pleura. So I told you in last slide, each lung is covered with a thin layer that is called pleura. And pleura perform two major functions. They produce pleural fluid and create cavities. Cavities for other organs like heart. Pleural fluid act as a lubricant, allowing the lungs to slip smoothly as they expand and contract. So, pleura will release one fluid. With the help of that fluid, lungs can slip smoothly as they can expand and contract. Now, here internal structure. The trachea windpipe is connected with both lungs and the main bronchus. This main bronchus then finally divided into smaller secondary and tertiary branches called bronchioles. Okay, so first I told you main bronchus, then it divided into secondary and tertiary bronchus. So these are called bronchioles. The bronchioles eventually ends in a cluster of microscopic air sacs called alveoli. This is alveoli. So these branches will further divide into end point of respiratory system, that is alveoli. Alveoli are balloon-shaped air sacs in the lungs. The function of alveoli is to move oxygen and carbon dioxide molecules into and out of our blood. Okay, so alveoli main function is to exchange gases from blood, okay, and from air. So now here I am going to describe a functioning of lungs, how lungs works. Inhale of air through mouth or nose. When you inhale air through your mouth and nose, then mucous membrane moistens the air and traps particles of foreign matter. So when you inhale air, first mucous membrane which is present in your mouth or nose, it will moist that air and it will trap particles, foreign particles out. If any sand particle is there, so it will trap in mucous membrane. After this, air passes into trachea by the throat. So by the throat, now air will come in trachea. After trachea, that air will go in main bronchus, secondary bronchus and tertiary bronchus. And last I told you end point of the respiratory system, that is alveoli. So now air will go here in alveoli. Now air will come here in alveoli. This is the structure of alveoli. I told you this is a sac-like structure. Okay, at the end point of the respiratory system. Okay, so now air will enter here. Now what will happen here, because this is the main point where gas exchange will happen. Oxygen moves across the walls of the air sacs. Oxygen will move across the walls of the air sacs. Then it is picked up by the blood and carried to the rest of the body. Then this air will picked up by the blood. These are the blood cells. So they will picked up this air, mainly oxygen. Oxygen moves across the walls of the air sacs. Okay, and then it is picked up by the blood and carried to the rest of the body from here. And carbon dioxide or waste gas passes into the air sacs from the blood and is breathed out like this from here. So this is the functioning of lungs, how lungs works. Thank you for watching my videos. So if you like, please press on like button and subscribe also for more videos. Thank you so much.